All right, hi everyone, how are you doing? So this is just a quick update to keep patrons and dedicated followers in the loop. So first things first, you may have noticed that I'm in a bit of a different location. The reason for that is, of course, because we have moved house. Now, this is not the final destination house, although that's probably not a very nice term to use. This is actually a rental. We will be moving into a different house, a larger house, in about a year's time. But until then, we are basically here. This is somewhat near the new house, so we can keep an eye over the renovation work, which will be happening over the course of the year. Now, it's taken me a little while to get back up to speed with making videos and putting things back out on YouTube, and the reason is because obviously equipment takes a while to set back up again. The moving process was quite chaotic, and it just takes a while adjusting to a new location. Obviously, now that I've got some more space, I've been investing in a bit more tech and other things to help with future projects. So one of these things I've been doing in the meantime is setting up a PO box and doing tests with international postage and shipping, because in the future I really like the idea of doing like physical products to sell online, and also giving some stuff back to some like long-term supporters, and maybe just doing some like fun other projects, but I won't really go into at the moment. But yeah, I'm basically trying to get like the logistics set up. I do have a PO box now, which means that people can technically send me things, but the reason for having it is just so that the return address is somewhat obscured when sending packages internationally. So I'm just waiting for a few tests to complete with that. I basically sent something to a friend in America, and I've done a couple of local sending tests to the PO box, and I'm just waiting to see if they actually turn up at the right place. So once I know that it works, then I can start selling things online. So following on from the main channel video about finishing projects, which was more just about jumping between different projects and trying to find ways to insert, I guess, more fun back into like a formulaic equation for making content. I thought it'd be good after getting all this set up to like really take a little bit of time and just like reevaluate the entire direction for where I want to go as like a self-employed business. So an important part of that is what I'm calling priority mapping, which is essentially where I actually sit down and take a look at all the different types of content I do and kind of organize them in terms of priorities. This has always been shifting around based on interest, but again, one thing I kind of alluded to in that main channel video is that I feel like there's a compromise somewhere where in this chaos we can find a way to like create and distribute tools and resources every week while also keeping some fun in the process and finding more community-driven ways to keep everyone kind of up to date and engaged about what's going on development wise every week, maybe through the use of like weekly live streams and stuff like that. One thing I have noticed since moving here is that this room is actually a bit worse for recording than my previous smaller room. The reason is because of the layout of the house. When people are moving around, it produces a lot of noise. The other people in the house aren't completely sympathetic to the recording process, so I might need to try and work around them a bit. Also, before moving, I did have like a bulk amount of content, like a large number of shorts and other things to release, which were supposed to be scheduled to come out on different channels. There was quite a lot for the second channel, the studio one, including podcast related content, but again, because the moving process was so chaotic, that stuff didn't really get scheduled in the end, so I need to sit down and like re-update the schedule and get that stuff out there. So there's a podcast with Joshua Canalba which should be either out already or coming out soon. There were 2 more podcast episodes which were planned, but because the internet at this place was worse than we expected, I had to cancel those because the call with those people would not have held up very well. So we should have access to better internet in a couple of days. When that happens, I'll see if I can try and get more people back on for more podcasts so we can learn more about what people are doing in the community. So again, as part of the priority mapping, I really want to focus on more business type stuff, essentially a larger focus on development, tools development, resource development, because it's something I like, but it's been quite difficult to do just from like that tiny room. There is a good benefit to having like actual physical spaces to separate tasks mentally. Now, health-wise, I haven't been perfect. It's actually been a little bit worse here than it was at the last place, which is a bit of a shame because I was kind of hoping that, moving to the new place would provide an opportunity for me to finally move on from obsessively learning about my vestibular issues to like actually working on recovery. However, I guess just like, being in a new environment combined with me falling into bad habits again, like caffeine and alcohol, just hasn't really helped. And then again, I've been like dragged to other places as well. I just went to a wedding recently. That was for my cousin. That was actually a very nice wedding, but 2 downsides to going to a social event like that is now I have a bug, got a really bad sore throat. That's also been messing with my balance signals. And then also at the wedding, there was extremely loud music, like illegally loud. I could tell it was quite damaging, and that was also messing with me while I was there. So basically, it's just been like a combination of factors for why things aren't ideal. So it's been making it a little bit difficult to just like jump straight back into doing regular work again. As part of the whole priority mapping idea, I do want to bring some hibernating projects back out of hibernation. I have kept mentioning the Blend Stream project. I am aware of it. I keep getting messages from people asking me when their short film is going to be reviewed, and I have to keep giving them like the very brutal response, which is that no one's being paid for it. The moderators haven't been able to find time. Look at me, like in between everything, I don't really have the motivation to review 140 short films, but I am aware of like that being a problem. and I do have an idea for, you know, a way to get that running again. But everything takes time. That's the thing. Like, I know I'm capable of doing an extreme amount of work in a relatively short amount of time, but it just requires that the conditions are okay. Like, if I'm feeling good health-wise, if people aren't making much noise, if I've got the right kind of music going, if people just leave me alone, like, a lot of stuff gets done. So I'm basically trying to make those conditions happen so we can get on with doing things. So one more note about the PO box is once I know that everything works properly, I may need some volunteers for some testing. Alternatively, because I have spent a bit of money on it already, I might do like a very limited number of like paid tests, like personalized letters or something that I can just send to people. They won't be too expensive, but it'll just be a way to like make sure the shipping process actually works like in bulk. But I will of course keep you updated. So yeah, that's all just to say that I'm still alive. I know that some people may be waiting for content. It has definitely been a while since I've put something out on the main channel now, but all of this time, this grace period has been about, you know, getting things set back up again, stopping, kind of reassessing what's going on for the sake of the longevity of the business and the channel. And then once everything's ready, we'll get straight back into it again, hopefully with a new angle, a new perspective, and a new plan. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone. I've got stuff to prepare, I've got a bug to get over, and yeah, there's a lot of work to do. If you made it this far through the video, then consider putting some kind of plant-related emoji in the comments, because I've gotten a comment from someone on Instagram. Was it Vertex Monster? Let me check. Yeah, Vertex Monster. This internet's so bad it can't even load my Instagram messages. But yeah, I basically got a message from someone saying I need to add more vegetation to the room, but I do have these tiny things, so yeah, that'll do. They're not even real. But yeah, I probably can't be trusted with real plants. They'll just end up dead. I think I did drown a cactus once. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Look forward to what's coming in the future, and I will see you next time.